Did not want to do this. I did not sign up for this.
I'm gonna just go ahead and pop my shit here real quick. This has been long overdue. We have fucking Janaye in the building. Applaud.
This is not what I signed up for. I signed up to be behind the camera, so.
Well, Miss Janaye, I think everyone knows who you are. But if they don't know who they are, you are. Let the people know who you are.
I'm Janaye Johnson. I am a photographer in Minneapolis, St. Paul, in the greater region.
Let's just keep the basic questions what they were like when I was talking to other people. What was your take on your Minnesota Vikings this year?
What was my take on it? Last year was more fun. The end. But you can't beat last year. Last year was just really, really fun, I feel like, because we kept winning and it was like always close games. So the energy was just like insane. I mean, we had the biggest comeback of all time. Everyone, for the most part, stayed healthy. It was all my like old guys that I've known for years. And so this year was the first year where I saw like the most turnover of people, which I hate because that's like the hardest part for me is like, you get close to guys, you build relationships, and then they leave. And that's the nature of the business. And I don't know, I'm too sensitive. So it was weird. It was a weird year, but you know.
No, I think I'm right with you. Last year was like magical, and that's when I kind of met you, obviously with Tristan, and you know how we do all that stuff with him, and obviously more. You do obviously a lot of things outside of just the Vikings. You know, you're just taking pictures wherever it is, right? Again, at events like this past week or whatever, you're at the Super Bowl. We all saw JJ's photos and all that stuff. Talk to me, like, on how, obviously this started from someone, right? No, I want to go ahead and do this. I want to go ahead and be someone. I don't want to do anything normal. I want to do something where I'm doing my own thing.
Sorry, say it again. I can't hear you. This music is loud.
It's all good. It's literally banging. I was like, just basically tell the people, like, when you started your career, obviously, what were either obstacles or how you got in or how you did it? What got you to this point?
Yeah, okay, so it was a weird journey. This is the thing I always tell people. Everyone wants to know how to shoot for the NFL, but every story is different. And mine was just a matter of, like, DMing the head photographer, Andy Canutis, on Instagram and just kind of shooting my shot. It was basically, but I just reached out saying, I want to learn from you because I was in college still. I was about to graduate, so I'm looking at what am I going to do next? Right. And sports was like something I was interested in. You know, I grew up playing sports in high school, so, obviously it's like shoot for the stars, like I'm like, well, NFL, all right. And so I had reached out to Andy and I was like, can I just pick your brain, talk to you, learn from you? And at the time he was at training camp in Mankato. So he was like, well, I'm in Mankato, but you can come down here if you want. And I was
what year was it?
That was a long time ago. I don't
like 17? Because I was here.
It was probably 2012.
Damn. Were you there in 2017 though?
I was there. My first game was my first actual game was like the Minneapolis Miracle game. Okay. That's 2018, I think. 2017, 2018.
The only reason why I say that is not to toot my own horn here. But I was here with the Vikings 2016. So
okay.
The last spring or training camp was in Mankato. So I was there when it was the last one.
Yeah, that was probably around that time. Yeah.
Same correlation, like the same time, but no, it's just a small world. And I was but
yeah, we used to have training camp in Mankato, which is what, 2 hours and 45 minutes away, probably.
Yeah.
And so at the time, getting down there, I was in college. I didn't even have gas money. I had to ask my roommates, "Can you guys spot me?" But yeah, went down there and met him and shot with him for the day, which was a small glimpse of it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is dope." And then from there, I just grew the relationship. So I just continue to reach out, continue to send those emails hey, if you ever need anything, and that's every year because his email probably gets flooded. So it's I just stay consistent and then just work my way until they need an extra hand on deck for that Minneapolis Miracle game because it was a big playoff game at home.
Right.
So they had to bring in an extra shooter, and he's I was on the top of his mind. So he's do you want to come help? I was like, of course.
Right.
And then after that, the next season, he was do you want to shoot all home games? And But it's funny because like it was like my shot list was not fun stuff. You know, it's like the grunt workout, but
Right.
that's how you got to do it. You got to work your way up. So it was like I still am so happy to cover any aspect that they need me to. Like if it's shooting activations outside or fans, a lot of it was like fans tailgating, which I learned to love. Like, and you get to know the fans, and then the fans like feed you while you're out there, and I'm like, this is awesome, you know?
Cold beverages, especially when it's tailgating season. But
Yeah.
I like to go ahead and toot your horn, and I think this is where I think pictures kind of turn. You went ahead and went up in the rafters in Minneapolis.
My viral video,
Right.
yeah.
US
yeah.
Stadium.
That
And
was
we
scary.
had a conversation. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember that they vividly.
Yeah.
Me, you, Trisha Jackson. And we were pitching ideas like, what should we do? You know, we found some, be like, why don't you just go up to the roof and take pictures shooting down? And you did it.
Yeah.
What happened? But everyone's doing
Yeah,
that.
that's
now.
wild.
But everyone's doing that, I feel.
Well, I feel
I'm
like
not
they were
saying-
already
I'm not saying- I'm not
doing it.
saying it like that. Yes, I am tooting your horn here. And if you want to go ahead and DM me or whatever you want to do to argue with me, I'm all here for it. But in my eyes, I felt like that was a very cool moment. And I feel like that trend of that, like you see it now completely. You don't just see it in NFL. You see it in that NBA. You see people going down. Like that is like a crazy shot. But let's talk about that whole process and how you had to go up there and do it.
Yeah, so I will say that has been done for years. I'm not the originator, but I got the idea and like I saw it somewhere and I was like, that's dope. And so it's on my radar to do that, but I'm scared of heights. I'm terrified of heights. So I did not want to. And like the first time going up there, it's a long hike. I could not breathe, okay? I'm not like the most in shape person. I am not skinny. And I had a lot of gear on my back. It was hot up there. So I was sweating. I can't breathe. I'm shaking because I'm scared. So it was just a hot mess. But I just knew I had to lock in, and I don't know how I grabbed that shot of Hawkins in the fan zone. That's like one of my favorite pictures because I got it like right before the ball, and he has two defenders on him. So it's just it was a crazy catch on his part, and it was crazy that I was even able to track that ball.
Absolutely.
Because it's
Like
hard.
and let's dive into that even more. How hard is it as a photographer? Because I already know that it's hard as hell to do to catch a moment like that.
It's
Like
hard.
even that you
I'm
have
not-
1,000 shots right there, but like you might not even get in that 100. You might not even get in that 50. You
Oh,
might
no.
not even get in 200.
Yeah. And that's not my like strength. I don't like present myself as like a fantastic like action shooter. I like it. I try. There's some photographers that are so good at it, especially in the NFL. But like the NFL specifically, I feel like is very, very hard to catch those action shots because there's so many guys on the field at any given time, and then you have like all the refs and everybody on the sideline that gets in front of you, like the TV crews are in front of you, the line judges, the refs,
Right.
everybody. And so it's like it's so hard, even if you are able to track the play, that someone cuts in front of you. So it's so hard to get those shots. That's why I stick to more lifestyle and like I like stuff like that. But when I do get a shot like that, I'm like extra excited because it's hard.
Absolutely.
It's very hard. Shout out to all the shooters out there that people don't realize how hard that is. But
Yeah, no. And I guess lastly here, because you didn't want to do this today, if there's anyone regarding of them taking that extra leap or that next phase in their life or that new pivot of doing what they've always wanted to do, what advice would you give that person?
that ties back to me going up top because I was scared to do
Yeah.
that, and I felt like that was a time for me to realize like there's a quote that says like everything that you're wanting is on the other side of fear.
Right.
And that's so true. And fear like is what paralyzes people. And I still deal with that, especially as artists, like trying new things, starting new things, doing this podcast stuff is something I've been kind
This is
of
the first time
paralyzed.
too,
to get
like
going.
this. You're talking to a guy right here. That's like, I guess let's just do this work.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
hard.
get it started, but continue.
But yeah, just like you got to break through that like ceiling of fear. And then the other side of that is usually like success in whatever realm or like what you're wanting. So like, I guess just keep pushing through it and do what you can do and shoot your shot. Always shoot your shot. I get made fun of sometimes because I like always think I have a shot at whatever I want and I shoot it. And I'm like, I'll ask. You might as well ask. Hey, can I come shoot with you? Can I come do this? Would you, And so it's like, just push through it, push through your fear, and shoot your shot.
Man, shoot your shot. This is Janaye. Freaking Janaye, everybody. Love this woman. We'll see you guys. Peace out.
Thank you. RJ, shout out RJ, shout out RJ.